We now have our dynamic table built within our web page to display our tours, the tour description, and the total number of days per tour. And I've formatted this just a little bit, making sure this top heading looks nice. If you have not yet created a dynamic table, you will want to go through that exercise and create the dynamic table first. What we're going to be doing is adding a way to navigate amongst the different web pages. Right now we have 27 records being returned from our query, but this first page is only displaying them 10 at a time. So page 1 has 10. How do we get to the next group of 10 records, or the last group of 7 records? I told the dynamic table to display them in groups of 10 records at a time, or up to 10 records. So how do we get a little navigation area set up? We're going to use another Dreamweaver feature. Now this feature is available in 2 locations within Dreamweaver, but one specific location contains everything we need. So first of all, in the server behaviors area, we are looking for record set paging. That's what we're going to be adding to the bottom of this table, underneath the table. And if I go to record set paging here, notice it allows me to do each one individually, but there isn't anything that will add all 4 of these at the same time. So I prefer to go out to the Data tab up in your Insert bar, and within the Data tab, you have this little piece that looks like angle brackets. And if you hover over it, it says Record Set Paging. If I use the drop-down arrow on this one, I have those 4, the same ones that were listed in Server Behaviors, but I have this top one available. And what this top one does is add all 4 of these at the same time. So this is a little more convenient than doing them one at a time. So my cursor is right where I want that navigation bar to go. I'm going to click on Record Set Navigation Bar, and it's going to ask me, okay, which record set? Well, we only have one, so that part's pretty simple. Now, do I want to display this feature using text or images? I tend to use text, but if you want to use images, what Dreamweaver does is add some little arrows within your website files at the root level. So it's adding 4 GIF images if you choose images. So let me go ahead and choose images so you can see that piece. If I choose text, nothing gets added and it just says some words down here. So I'll explain that once I get the images put up. So I'll click OK. And here are my images. You can see these are little arrows. Now if you don't like how these arrows look, that's not a problem. You can always insert your own arrows in here. Just let Dreamweaver create the default arrows and replace these images with your own. Now, if I open up my root folder now, you'll see I have these little GIFs. So I have a first, next, previous, and last. And those are the 4 images we're seeing here. There's an extra space here, but I'm going to add something in there in another movie, so I'll leave that space available. Let's take a look at this particular feature. I'll do a Save All. We'll put it out in the browser and see what Dreamweaver did. These are ways to add, this would be next. So if I click that button, I'm now in the D's to G's. Notice I have all 4 of them. Ultimately, what these represent is this is first, this is last, and these are in between. So this is the first group of 10. This is the last group being pulled from our database. And each one of these is set up. So if I'm in, let me go to the last page. If I'm on the last page, it's not going to show me next and last. It's only going to show me previous and first. Now, if I go out and add, I'll do that one more time. You don't need to, but I'll just do it real quick. It's pretty simple. This time I'll display text. And this is what you get if you display text. You just get the words as a hyperlink and you can style them as you need. So I'll delete this whole piece here. And we're down to our basic first, next, previous, and last. As I said, you can always click on this image and replace it. If you wanted to do that, I'd want to open up the Properties area. And what I would do is select the image, and within this section under Source, I would just place a different image. Make sure you're not modifying this link area in any way, or this record set navigation bar will not work correctly. So we have our dynamic table displayed. We also have a space right here where we're going to add another feature. But if we put this into the browser, it allows the user to navigate through our records. The downside is we don't know how many records there are, or what page we're on, or what number of query data pieces, so to speak, in other words, groups of 10, that we are looking at. So that's the extra piece we're going to add right in between these two on our page in another movie. So that is record set paging.